pirate software drama where an ex-roommate and co-worker exposed what Jason was really doing while working at Blizzard. See, this YouTuber called Quinthio got in contact with a girl named Cynthia who worked at Blizzard for 5 years and was actually pirate superior while QA testing on Diablo 3. Because they shared the same last name, management assumed they were siblings and assigned Pirate to her team, hoping she would keep him from being more of a problem.
Hoping he'd at least not be a complete tool when working with me, okay?
And while Cynthia says that Jason was a nice person socially, she also claimed that from day one, he was just browsing.
Stop stealing valor from others.
Chat, I gotta keep it up with you, chat. Guys, I feel like after the fact, when somebody's like a internet bad person, everybody and their fucking, their forgotten grandfather and their old roommate from 20 years ago come out of the woodworks and their cat and their dog, and they have some complaints about them not smelling good on a Sunday morning in 1994. Like, dude, I don't give a shit. I don't care.
Did the fucking work, Jason?
I don't Reddit all day, ignoring tasks.
Wait, so he was just on Reddit all day?
And was a nice person socially. She also claimed that from day one, he was just browsing Reddit all day, ignoring tasks, and actively holding the team.
I will have a name. I know why? Because what would your coworkers say if I asked them, yo, dude, this bad guy in chat is bad, but he worked at your job like a decade ago. What is he like at work? Ooh, chat. What would people say about you? Chat, what would people say about you?
But when
he definitely was assigned to Act 2.
She and others tried to escalate the issue, the higher-ups basically said that they can't do anything about it because his dad was an executive at the company. So just textbook nepotism right there. Then things got worse when Cynthia claimed that during a children's charity league event, Pirate Software would be screaming at his co-workers and making people uncomfortable, but the worst part was when Jason and ended up being Cynthia's roommate.
Yeah, true though.
During a children's charity league event, Pirate Software would be screaming at his co-worker.
Chat, it's not because it's a charity event that you can't yell at your teammates. League of Legends is a shit game. The only fun I have is yelling at my teammates and saying really, really bad words. Otherwise, I have no fun. So I'm not just some fucking charity event unless I can call them very bad words.
And making people uncomfortable. But the worst part was when Jason ended up being Cynthia's roommate because apparently living with Pirate Software was such a nightmare that shortly after him moving in, her apartment was a disaster.
Guys,
she was
my daughter teammate the other day, he told me. Oh, I can't say anything.
Asking him to leave early, and while cleaning up the mess that he left behind, Cynthia said that his walls were covered in either snot or some other gooey.
So basically him was wait, so just hasn't go pretty much in.
Yeah, Chad, so today I was supposedly cursed. I saw this woman breastfeeding her child in a non-optimal way, so being the kind man I am, I showed her how to do it correctly. I told her you should have the child latch at a 30-degree angle. That way, when her milk begins to extrude from the channel, it will flow more rapidly with the babe's suction.
Wait, his mouse, no. What the? Oh man, I'm buying a new mouse.
As followed. She got irrationally angry when I proved her wrong and put a curse on me. Not that I believe in curses or anything.
The curse is real. Look at your legs.
I can barely feel it. Pain is actually an illusion played on by the mind that...
You fool! Don't you see your arrogance? Need I remind you that's what got us fired from Blizzard?
Yeah, so I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. I barely think about it. It's actually funny, Chad. I'm considered the first second-generational hire at the company. Not that I even think about it.
You're not even streaming right now!
I knew that. I knew that, and I was just practicing before I go live. It's the most optimal way a streamer stays fresh when...
You can at least admit that telling a woman how to breastfeed her child was wrong.
would be willing to concede such an argument if it wasn't something I'm so well versed in. Let me explain. You see, a gypsy's breast is typically in the cup size of B to C, albeit small. It provides ample milk for her freshborn.
Your ego is going to kill us. Admit to yourself you can be wrong. For us.
I can be wrong. But I just think a mother should breastfeed her child.
Chat, can I be honest with you? I think this whole thing is actually good, except for the curse part. I don't get it. I think it's the main component of these jokes, and I don't get. Am I just too stupid? I think the curse is like, it's kind of whatever. I think if it was centered around maybe not that, foot and mouth. I don't get it though. Oh, it's because he's full of himself. Yeah, I still don't get it. Yeah. No? I don't.
Last week, one of the most revolutionary dating apps for women, T, shot to the top of the App Store download charts, and then immediately imploded after one of the most embarrassing data breaches of all time. T is an app that can only be used by women to dox and gossip about men that they've gone out with on dating sites, to warn other women about bad behavior before they go on a date. That means if you're one of the top 5% of desirable males who get 80% of the women on apps like Tinder.
Wait, hold on. How men rate women? Chat, you know what's interesting? Okay, I'm gonna say how it is. You go on the internet, and every man says every woman is mid, but behind closed doors, they say that every woman is a 10. It is what it is. It's what it is. It's odd. It's weird. It has to be one of the most misrepresented feeling of all time. It has to be one of the
They're probably talking about you on T. Unfortunately, on July 25th, T confirmed unauthorized access to a legacy Firebase storage bucket that was left completely and egregiously insecure. Around 72.
Let's look at the graph. Dude, people call girls ugly and mid all the time. All the time. This does not represent that view at all. This looks accurate.
That was left completely and egregiously insecure. Around 72,000 images were compromised, 13,000 selfies and ID photos. Then just days later, another database was hacked that allegedly contains over 1.1 million shared posts, comments, and direct messages. In today's video, we'll find out how this app was compromised and look at all the hilarious stuff developers have been building with the hacked data. It is July 30th, 2025, and you're watching the Code Report. The world is changing quickly. Just days ago, datasets gets hacked. The T app, which requires
hold on, there was not an ad?
the government, went into effect in the UK, and similar laws are also now in place in a handful of US states. We live in a dystopian world where gooners now need to get permission from the government just for the privilege to goon online. Protecting kids from degenerate content is a good thing, but it's only a matter of time before one of these age verification datasets gets hacked. The T app, which requires women to verify that they're women by taking a selfie with their ID, is a perfect example. It was cooked up by Sean Cook, a male developer with over 6 months of coding under his belt, according to LinkedIn. But now his app is cooked after this massive data breach was dumped on 4chan, and it's kind of sad that an app meant to help women stay safe ended up harming them instead. 4chan Anons played the Uno reverse card when Thousands of selfies of users on the T app were dumped and subsequently spread across the internet, and people are continuing to roast these T users as we speak. The users of this app and the victims of the breach are being referred to as roasties. The vibe coders saw an opportunity to build all sorts of ridiculous apps based on this data. Like one guy used Python to do a detailed data exploration, while another used JavaScript to take the location data from the hacked images and plot it on Google Maps, while another person made a website to rank them based on their looks. After the breach went viral, the T team released a statement, which was basically a non-apology with a bunch of corpo speak that explained how a legacy data storage system was penetrated non-consensually. What's especially egregious about this breach, though, is that the data was kept in a Firebase storage bucket, completely unencrypted and unsecured, just waiting to be found by someone on the internet. And you actually have to go out of your way to screw up Firebase this bad, because you get tons of warnings when you have a bucket or database with rules set to public, along with email reminders that tell you anyone can access this data. In addition, in the UI, they tell users that they will delete your selfie after the verification process is done, but it appears that wasn't the case. They were either lying or just highly...
Chad, let's not act like people wouldn't have done this if it wasn't any other app. People hack fucking databases all the time. That was just one of the viral ones at the time. If the shit it's called like dog shit, people will hack it. Like
incompetent. As some have speculated that the app itself is just vibe coded slop, but I think that's highly unlikely because not even AI would screw up Firebase this.
Should I date Ethan? What?
Bad. But between your AI coding agent bills, your AI girlfriend bills, and your cloud hosting bills, it's never been more expensive to be a 10x developer, which is why you should check out Hostinger, the sponsor of today's video. Their virtual...
That was interesting.